Hi everyone, welcome to a session of Human Manual. I guess these two words, you must be wondering, what are these two words? The reason many of you have clicked is because these two words have kind of got you, We're all familiar with different manuals. We've all read manual, we've seen videos of different manuals. Now, what is a human manual? Just like we have a manual for a washing machine, for electricity, for phone, for cars, for fans, just like how every box these days that you order with Amazon comes with a manual. Wouldn't it be nice? There was a manual at birth which told us how to be successful in life. For a mother, if she had a manual, how to raise a child, how we refer to a manual to fix a machine. You're wondering if there is really a book that we're going to present which is going to tell you anything about us human beings. Well, it's not a book. There is no such book in this world. God did this intentionally. He has made us all without a book. Guess what? There is a part of a book in every one of us. So that's a secret. There's no single manual. We all observe each other. We all see each other. We all understand each other. It's very interesting to observe. And that's part of human manual. I mean, how we all think, how we all behave, why we behave the way we behave, why we think the way we think. Almost all of us think based upon our communities, based upon our societies, based upon our families, based upon our lineage. There are so many things that are involved in why we think the way we think. Well, today we're going to talk about how do you think out of the box for success. Do you have any idea how many of us actually think out of the box? We are over 7 billion of us living on this mother planet Earth. And there are very few of us, very, very, very few of us who really think out of the box. And guess where the success is? It's those people. It is the people who actually have had the guts to think out of the box. So I'd like you to be part of it. I would love all of you to be part of those few people that are thinkers. There are 3 broad steps for success for out-of-the-box thinking. One is the thought itself. The second is analyzing the thought. And the third is the implementation part. Let's go to the first thing. First is to think out of the box. Okay, as soon as we have a thought out of the box, how do we know if it's right or not? How do you know which thought, by the way? Obviously, you cannot implement any of all those thoughts. Many thoughts are crazy thoughts. There will be a thought which will keep coming back to you, saying, if there is some thought, a product, an intention, any kind of thought that needs your brain to work on action on it, taking it and working on that, the thought will keep coming back to your mind. It will keep provoking your mind. Automatically, your brain will study by itself and keep giving you answers. All your brain asks you, you have all the answers in your brain. You have all the answers in your mind. All your brain requests you is keep questioning it, ask it, and it'll come back to you with answers. So now that we have this thought, we have decided, okay, this is the thought we feel might work. So what do we do from here? How do we take this thought forward? So the next step is to take that thought and bounce that thought off of friends, family, relations, to see if the thought has any merit. In order to figure out whether this thought will actually succeed or not, what we need to do is look at the thought from different angles. I mean, almost keep questioning your mind. Is this, if I do it like this, how will it work? If I do it like this, how many products will I be able to sell? It's almost like a sculptor chiseling away on the stone to get to the image that he has got. Similarly, you are a sculptor of the thought. Now you need to get your thought and get an image out of your thought. Then you will know to take it to the next stage. And what's the next stage? Well, the next stage is to see whether the thought can be implemented. Whether it's a consumer product, whether it is a family decision, an emotional thought, whether it's a love thought, there are thoughts in different spheres of our life. It might be a crazy thought. I was just reading a couple of days ago. In Western China, a company is out there selling clean, fresh forest air in a can. Now, can you imagine whoever has come up with the thought? I mean, we would all consider it to be the craziest idea. How can you sell fresh air in a can? Well, we don't know yet. I mean, this company has just started. In China, there is so much pollution. There's so much pollution, and the media has also highlighted the pollution so much that there may be enough buyers who are just looking to buy this can, which gives them 3 minutes of clean forest fresh air. And we don't know what the fresh air does to their body, but believe it or not, there may be enough people who may be able to buy the product. So that this is thinking out of the box. And we all can similarly, if as crazy as an idea as you think that is, I'm sure many of your thoughts that you have are not as crazy. Or even if they are as crazy, none of us can tell. None of us can tell if it'll succeed or not. Try it out. Go ahead and take a risk. Unless you take the risk to act on it, it's not going to mean anything. Think out of the box. Just keep thinking. Think any particular idea that you may have. Consider it. Write it down. Just write down the different thoughts that come to your mind. Keep going back and reading those thoughts. Keep reading those thoughts. Automatically, the focus that you put on that out-of-box thought is someday going to pay off. Not every thought. You may write down 20 different thoughts that are out of the box. Go back with those 20 different thoughts and keep narrowing them down. Start narrowing them down, bouncing them off, asking people, going back, questioning your mind, questioning your brain, looking at the viability, looking at the feasibility, looking at the workability. Automatically, your brain will give you different angles to look at it. Some of the most successful people in the world, if you go back, it's because they have thought out of the box. If you look at Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Bill Gates, Thomas Edison, who's invented the light bulb, Benjamin Franklin, who have invented the electricity. Thanks to these brilliant out-of-box thinkers, we are where we are today. Because of them, we have lights, we have power, we have the conveniences, the air conditioners. I was just reading the other day, a human skull, 400,000 years old, was discovered in Western Europe. 400,000 years old. Can you imagine how those humans during that time lived? And look at us today. We feel these are not even, these are all part of necessities. The telephones, the light bulbs, the air conditioning, the cars, planes, all these things. There's someone who is thought out of a box. So you could be one of those. We all have the power of imagination. We all have the power to think out of the box. The only reason we do not use that power is the fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the biggest fears we humans have. And more than anything else, is the fear of what the people around you are going to say about it. You're worried not of someone in Timbuktu in a different part of the world, what he thinks. You're only worried about what the people around you that you move around with, what will they think about your out-of-box thinking? So the fear of failure is what stops a person from implementing some of those thoughts that he has got. We all know how Steve Jobs was fired from Apple. And we all even know, basically, it was after he was fired, the failure, what people thought, what his bosses thought is going to bring failure to him, he actually used that as a success. He used that as a stepping stone. So we all have to not fear failure. We all have to take fear of failure in our own strides. We have to move on and use that as a stepping stone for success. Every fear will actually teach us how to improvise the thing that we're doing. Use that failure to get better, and as you bounce off that idea with other people, as you discuss, as you take a step forward and move forward with that, you will keep getting the confidence level. So you kind of take baby steps and move forward and keep using that failure as a tool for success. Use that and just ingrain that in your mind. Listen, this failure is nothing, but it's just giving me a direction to take. It's just guiding you. Failures actually are guiding principles of success. Use that as a GPS for success. People think of risk as a plague, as a disease, as something that they're very fearful of. They want to keep that away. They want to stay away from fear. They don't want to have nothing to do with fear. They want nothing to do with risk. They want to just lead a very peaceful, simple life. One of the most important things to succeed in life when you think out of the box is just frame in your mind that I don't care if I fail. I mean, you have to get the thought implanted and work. As long as you have the thought saying, I really don't care what the world thinks of me, I really don't care if people laugh at me. Every time you think out of the box, there's always going to be naysayers, negative people who are going to tell you, listen, what you're doing is crazy, it's not going to work. That's part of life, because every time people laugh at you or every time you fail, you might be dejected. I know I've failed many times in life, and every time I failed, I almost wanted to hide my head in the sand. I don't want to come out. So many of us have gone through failures, have had different degrees of failures. People in the society are going to laugh at you. They're all going to make fun of it. They're all going to make a joke of it. Are you crazy? Sammy, come on, you can't do that, I mean, you're making a video, are you crazy? Who's going to listen to you? There's nobody going to listen to you. It's to waste your time. It's just not worth, you might as well put your time in more productive things. Well, this is one thought. Again, it's one of the thoughts that came to my mind. I just want to do this because I feel some of the things that I have learned in life, I would like to share with my friends, with my society. God has been very kind. I've been one of the fortunate ones who have been successful. And there are many things that I've learned in life, which were probably, there are many people before me, they were kind enough to share their knowledge, because of which I have succeeded. And I would like it to continue. I would like to share some of the things that I've learned. We all need to make a stand. We all, deep down inside, all of us would like to, contribute something to society. And we all look forward to people who think out of the box, whose thoughts can be of help to the society. Go ahead and take a risk. Unless you take the risk to act on it, it's not going to mean anything. Majority of us, 99% of those thoughts out of the box just remain in the box in your mind. They never get to see the light of the day. The idea is to take it forward, move, and see if it works something. And believe it or not, the more you act on it, the more it's like a muscle in your mind. The more you act on it, on the first one, you may be a little scared. It might not work. Well, if you get to work on the first one, then you would be, more braver. You'll be braver to work on the second one and braver to work on the third one, because automatically success gives us confidence. So in order to succeed, you have to take the first step and move forward. Thank you all for spending the time to watch this video. If you like what I'm saying, like, share, subscribe, and stay in tune for more.